Well, here we are. It's a lovely spring day, 1st of March, very early spring, and I'm just doing a little walk around and a commentary on the Royal Enfield Hunter 350. Now, when I did my first one of these, the first walk around, I'd only had it for probably a couple of weeks, if that. But this is, if you like, a 8-month in video of my experience with the Royal Enfield. Now, I don't know about you, but when I look at that engine, I think, wow, it looks absolutely amazing. Just a word to the wise, Harris Performance was involved in the development of the engine, as far as I'm aware, the design of the engine and the design of the bike, and it really shows. I suppose you could almost call this a baby Bonneville, or I certainly could, having owned several Bonnevilles in the past myself. Okay, so quick walk around, and I'm going to give you my positives and negatives about the bike. There's a single disc with ABS, as you can see there, and the brakes are by Bybury. Now, I'm making this on the 1st of March 2026. I think the bike came out 3 years ago in 2023. The great and the good of the motorcycling press were there, and many of them, people like Stuart Fillingham from up north in the Hull area, he's been very positive about the Royal Enfield motorcycles. Now, the Royal Enfield Hunter is now past its first flush of youth, but I think it's an amazing looking motorcycle. I really do. Now, the reason it's called the HNTR in the UK rather than the Hunter is copyright reasons. I think there was a Hillman Hunter which bagged the name Hunter, and I don't think Royal Enfield were allowed to use it in Britain, but in most of the rest of the world it is got its vowels in it, and it's known as the Hunter 350. But I just think it's an absolutely drop dead gorgeous motorcycle. Look at the stubby exhaust. It sounds absolutely brilliant. If I've got any time, I'll do a lovely startup, and you can see and hear the engine running. Now, just looking here at the front headlight, it's halogen, and as are the front indicator bulbs as well. You've got the right way up forks, and the front suspension is reasonable, and you've got just going back around here again, you've got the Seat tyres, which are an Indian brand, and again I'm a little bit critical of those, and this particular version is in dapper white, and you've got some words on the side and then the Royal Enfield logo. So I'm just going to go around here. The only extra really is the Givy rack, and this bit of a monstrosity really. I don't know what, I'd just like to know what you think of it. It's a plastic, rigid plastic top box, 45 litres I think. It'll take a helmet and lots of other groceries on top of that. So, you know, I think it's quite reasonable. And then you've got your chain drive here, and again you've got the Seat tyre on the rear, and oh yeah, centre stand, brilliant. Side stand, of course, but a lot of modern bikes these days do not have a centre stand, which I think is absolutely awful. Okay, I'm going to give you my pluses and minuses. So just going to go and get my notes. Okay, so this is just a walk around, and I've just done a few notes here about the pluses and minuses. Okay, the negatives. Well, I'm going to give you an indicator. I've got 3 negatives and 12 positives. So I'm an owner, bought this bike from Bournemouth Motorcycles. Big shout out to Bournemouth Motorcycles down in Dorset in Bournemouth. They were great. I bought it over the phone. They said it was in immaculate condition. It'd only done 900 miles, and it's a 2023 September 2023 version model. 20 horsepower, number one, the negatives, 20 horsepower. It is, by motorcycle standards, slow, especially when you want to do overtakes. Then, secondly, just zoom in on this, the rear suspension, it's adjustable, preload, you can see there, but it is basic, and I think some owners have changed the rear suspension. The front suspension, to be fair, is okay. The tyres could be better. They're okay, and I haven't had any major moments with them, but I believe from other owners that the tyres are budget tyres. But the main criticism, I suppose, is it's 20 horsepower and it is slow when you want to do overtakes. So there's the three negatives really. The 20 horsepower, if you want to tour across Europe, I wouldn't buy a Hunter, but if you want back lane or urban work, it's absolutely brilliant. So the positives, number one, the build quality is surprisingly good and solid. The J series engine gives decent speed for a single cylinder 2-valve air-cooled engine. I'll just go in a little bit closer there. I think it's a gorgeous looking engine, I must say. It's drop dead gorgeous. I really do like it, even after 8 months of ownership. Thirdly, simplicity is its strength. It's a simple outfit. It's very easy to maintain. It's very cheap. I think in Britain at the moment it's about £57 for the vehicle tax for a year. So simplicity is its strength. You've just got one spark plug there and the oil filter there, and then the drain plug is down below. It is visually, I think it's very pleasing. That's fourth point. Fifth point, and this is a real biggie, it returns on average at least 100 miles per gallon regularly. So it's not a one-off, 100 miles per gallon, and it will get along quite rapidly if you want it to. It's cheap, so sixth, it's cheap to own, tax and insure. The insurance for this is very reasonable. Seventh, it is fun to ride. It's a fun motorcycle. And I think at the end of the day, when you're taking your helmet off, the definition of a fun bike, are you grinning from ear to ear? And often after a ride, I use it mainly for leisure, some commuting, it is a fun bike to ride. It will happily cruise all day at 60 miles per hour. Now, it will do 70 miles an hour. I've heard people getting 75, even 80 miles an hour out of it, but it is very happy. The sweet spot is 60 to 65, and it will do it all day. It is comfortable. That standard seat, it's all standard really, apart from the Givey rack that I mentioned in the top box. The standard seat is very, very comfortable. It comes with number 10 positive point, it comes with a centre stand, as I showed you earlier, and a toolkit. Now, how many bikes today come with a centre stand and a toolkit? The other thing, number 11 positive point, it's got a hinged petrol cap. It just means when you're filling up, you just twist it like that, and it's hinged. It's just supremely practical and easy to use. So it's a lovely design feature. And then 12th, and I've already mentioned this, but it's worth mentioning, highlighting, the sweet spot is 60 to 65 miles an hour. I've had 70 miles an hour out of it quite easily, and I think it will probably, as long as it hasn't got a strong headwind, it will cruise at 70 if you wished. Now, so I've given you 12 plus points. Lastly, I don't like motorcycle reviews that are ones that take a bike out just for a day. They usually end up going to Spain, and they wax lyrical with more hot air than informed opinion. So when I'm giving you this information, I'm basically saying this is me and I'm an 8-month-old owner, not 8-month-old, but I've had the bike for 8 months. I think my opinion and point of view is fairly valid. Yes, it has got weak points, it has got negatives, but that is based on my informed opinion. Now, I've owned this Hunter 350 for 8 months. I would recommend it for all riders, whether you're a new rider coming in, I think you can ride it on an A2 license, and returning more experienced riders. I think you will really, really like it. I hope you like my little walk around review. I hope you found it honest. I can genuinely say that if I was going to give it a score out of 10, I'd give it 8 out of 10. It's just let down slightly by the 20 horsepower performance, and the tyres, which are not great, can be changed, and the rear suspension. Apart from that, it is a cracking motorcycle. Hope you've enjoyed that review, and God bless you. Bye.